suppose my main question is, why is PISA important? Like, what is it about PISA that you think is of real value, particularly here in Scotland?
I think PISA is so important because of I suppose it's been going on a long time. We've got, from this year, we'll have 25 years worth of data for students every 3 years, not just for Scotland, but for countries around the world. So we can look at how things are changing over time in Scotland, but then also we can compare ourselves with 80 plus countries around the world to see what we can learn from other countries and what we can learn from our own curriculum as well. That kind of forward looking as well, we can start to think, well, the policy changes we're putting in now, we can think, how's that going to affect PISA results in the future, and start to plan to see what the impact is on the education system.
And have you, in the over 20 years now, have you seen real results? Have you seen the kind of effect that PISA has on I suppose on building curriculums, for example, but also particularly for young people?
I think PISA's been really interesting, particularly in recent years. We obviously had the pandemic not that long ago now.
I remember it.
Yes.
I remember it. There seemed to be a sort of universal dip in PISA scores from the pandemic, for obvious reasons.
Well, the OECD called this the COVID edition of PISA because they really saw the impact around the world. Most countries saw a dip in attainment, a dip in their PISA scores, particularly for reading and maths. Maths was the one that had the biggest dip, and most countries experienced that. All the countries in the UK and Scotland, and most countries in the EU. So it's really interesting to see what that impact has been. And there was part of the questionnaire was asking students what their experience was of learning at home, the school building closures. So I think the next PISA, which is happening in September, will be particularly interesting because we'll start to look at education recovery, whether maths in particular has recovers, whether science, which was statistically about the same in 2022, whether that's going to improve in this edition. So I think it's really interesting to see what the impact of the pandemic was, but then what education recovery looks like going forward.